texted me, Byron Williams, he texted me 2 days ago. He wanted to know if I can come here and speak. And I said, well, I'm too busy, I can't do this. And then he did not give up. 3 days later, I didn't answer his text. 3 days later, he called me. And he said, call me, Miss Ayele. So I called him and I said to myself, well, I don't think I'm going to be too busy to come here and spend time with my family because I am a refugee. I am a face of a refugee. And looking at all of you, it just brings back so many memories. And sometimes I don't like doing these speeches because it brings back the trauma that some of us have to go through to come here, before we come here. But remember, guys, we are survivors. We are not victims. We are survivors. Would you agree with me? So, this is an honor and privilege for me to stand before you and talk a little bit about my life. That's what Justin asked me to talk about, how I come here, why I came here, and how did I get to where I am. So briefly, I'm going to tell you, I am a refugee. I still tell people today that I am a refugee. I am not ashamed to tell people where I'm from. I'm not ashamed to tell people how I got here. So, because it's great to come from where some of us come from and be where we are. So we have to be proud of our where we come from. So I arrived in the United States in 1996 with my son. My son was just turning 4 years old when we came here. Before we came, he was speaking 2 languages, one from Togo, one from Benin, and then he spoke French. So pretty much 3 languages before we came here. He was just turning 4, like I said, and he started school here, and now he has to learn English, right? When he was in kindergarten, his kindergarten teacher will call me and say, well, can you please come here and translate because your son is writing a language that none of us can read and speaking a language that none of us can read because he was still working on changing from all these languages to English. But just to make a long story short, that son of mine today, he turned 18 years old, and last Monday, a week ago, June 7th, he was one of the valedictorians at Valley High School. So, if anybody knows what valedictorian, doesn't know what valedictorian means, that means he was among 3 students. His GPA was 4.8, like he was first of his graduating class, and there were 2 others of them, and he spoke English, he writes English from kindergarten until now, and the best of all is my son who came to America with no English. He is going to Stanford with no money out of my pocket. So, all my sisters and brothers, refugees out there, you can do it because you are a survivor. You are not a victim. You are a survivor. You can do it. If I can do it, if he can do it, anybody can do it. In 1996, we were resettled by Catholic churches, of course, which I dearly respect. We went to Louisville, Kentucky. It was so cold we could not stay there. I came here as a single mother. I am still a single mother all these years later. I left. I cried every single day when I was in Louisville. 3 weeks after I got there, as soon as I got my Social Security letter, they found us a job and I started working. So the hardest thing to do was to leave my son with people that I didn't know. And I don't know if when I come back from work, he will still be there or something will happen to him. But I have to work. I wasn't used to just sit down and be given money. And the money that we were receiving was nothing. It was like $200-something a month. So I did not want to just sit there and get that money. So I have to work. After 3 months, I left Tampa. I left there and I moved to Tampa, Florida, thinking, okay, I have a friend there who wanted me to come. I got there, things didn't work out. So I decided I wanted to come to Vegas because I have another friend here. I came to Vegas, started housekeeping. For any of you who are working housekeeping now, my advice to you, get out of it. That's not who you are. Get out of it. Do your best to get out of it. I worked in housekeeping for like 3 months. I got so sick, my allergy because of the cleaning and everything. I got out and I got a part-time job with Catholic Charities as a file clerk. After a few months working there, they saw that I wasn't just I was more than a file clerk. So they saw that in me, so they promoted me. And from a file clerk, maybe 2 years after that, I became a case manager. In between that, I decided I want to go back to school. Then I quit Catholic Charities. I got a job with Las Vegas Metro Police Department. Okay, another thing I want to say about that is don't let anybody tell you you cannot do it. Let that be your way to move forward, because that's what put me where I am today. When people tell me, oh no, you don't speak good enough English, you cannot work for the police department, I say I'm going to prove you wrong. I went through the test. This is a country of opportunity. Anything that you put your mind to, you can do it. For some of us who are not born here, the only thing I always tell my son from day one, I say you can be anything you want to be in America except for the United States, except for the president. But remember, if we change the law that people that weren't born in America can also be the president, anybody can be. So as of today, the only thing that my son cannot be, I cannot be, is the president of the United States. Anything else, any of us in this room can be. And I need you to know that. School-wise, just tell you a little bit, I went back to school here. I came from Togo. Nobody knows where Togo is when I came here. Nobody even knows. So the school that I went through there before coming here wasn't even recognized. So I decided, okay, it's either I work this crappy job for the rest of my life, or I just go back to school altogether. So I decided I'm going to go back. I went back 2 years. I had my bachelor in 2006. From 2004 to 2006, I got my bachelor in social work, and I got into the advanced training program, master's program. So 1 year after I got my bachelor, I was walking against that stage of graduation with my master's. It wasn't everybody. Not everybody can do it. But if you are a refugee, you are a survivor, you can do it. So I was able to do it. The reason I started my foundation, my organization that I started, is because for some of us who are in this room, we're very privileged. It's a privilege to be here. It's not a right. American people do not have to bring us here. Because of that, it's a privilege. So the people that are left back home, they're not so privileged to be here. I decided I'm going to take the opportunity that I have here. I'll take it to not just Africa, but I'll take it to all the third world countries, so they can also have what we have here, which is education. Without education, I would not be standing before you today speaking to you. And because of that, after my master's, I decided I wanted to start my own non-profit organization, which is called Hidden Talent Foundation. 2008, we went to Africa. We served 25 students. We have 25 kids in the program. In 2009, we have 271 kids in the program. July 27th through August 20 of this year, I'm going back to Africa again. After I was able to go back to my country, only last year actually I went back to my country for the first time because I was chased out of my country. So this year we have over 650 students that apply to be in our program. So we are taking education, things that we learn here in America, we're taking it back to our countries, not just to our countries again, but to all the third world countries where people don't have all the privileges that we have here in America. Just pretty much, that's all I have to say. My employments went from working for Catholic churches to McDonald's, Pizza Hut, Marshall's, housekeeping, Metro. I mean, you have to make it for yourself, my sisters and brothers. Nobody is going to come and hold your hand and say, go back to school. You have to decide whether you want to be a housekeeper you want to clean somebody's room for the rest of your life, or do you want to clean somebody's toilet for the rest of your life, or you want to be your own boss, or you want to just drive the kind of car that you want to drive. Nobody's going to come and make that determination for you. You have to do it for yourself. Okay? So that's pretty much what I have to say. In any situation, I just say remember that you are not a victim. Do not make yourself as a victim, because if you do so, you're going to wait for somebody to come and rescue you for the rest of your life. And you're going to be there. Americans do not rescue. They throw you out there and you have to be able to survive for yourself. So if we survive things that we went through in our country, guys, don't you think we can survive here? We can, right?
Yeah.
So go out there, get out there, and do what you do best, and just be yourself. Education. I will never say that enough. It's the key. That's what it's going to create all of us. Children, where are my kids here? All of you, get up. All the children. Anywhere between 3 and 13 years old. Where are you? Get up. Stand up. I want to see you. Stand up. 4 years old. Stand up. All of you. Remember. Okay, now you're standing, right? My son, I'm gonna put him in the spot here. I'm gonna ask him to stand up. Stand up, please. Stand up. That's my son. He's a refugee. Guys. Okay? Look at him. He's my hero. I am his biggest fan. If he can do it, any one of you in this room can do it. He did not speak English when we came to America, but he was the speaker. I called him the speaker of the house at Valley High School graduation. Thank you very much.